It is one of the most infamous political scandals involving one of America's most prominent families, the Kennedys. In 1969, Ted Kennedy accidentally drove his car off a bridge into a pond, and his passenger, Mary Jo Kopechne, was killed. In the new movie Chappaquiddick, Jason Clarke plays Kennedy as he struggles to come to grips with what happened and how to explain it to the public.
We tell the truth, or at least our version of it. And it ends with an appeal to the voters, to the people that elected me. We need to remind them that this family perseveres, that we don't back down from a fight, that we don't get backed into a corner. We have a true compass and we follow it.
Jason Clarke, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a big role to take on, an iconic American figure.
That's a big colored dress there.
I know it is. Is it distracting? I should have brought you sunglasses.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah, it is, absolutely. I mean, it sounds innocuous, doesn't it? Drove a car off a bridge into a pond.
Yes, but,
and it just still
but
keeps
with incredible consequences.
Incredible consequences that still keep, just rippling out, if you'll excuse the pun.
Yes. So Ted Kennedy, I mean, you're Australian. We know that. If people didn't know, they know now. We hear it in your accent. Yeah. Were you familiar with this story? How much did you even really know about Ted Kennedy?
I was actually born the day before it happened, the 17th of July, when they took off for the moon. I knew enough to go, I think I know this event, but I knew nothing when I started researching it and went down the rabbit hole of how it happened. That, particularly the big shock was Mary Jo possibly, and very probably being alive and asphyxiating. And there was a lot to learn. And then the more I researched, the more I felt that, wow, I need to tell this.
How would you describe the portrayal? I mean, what do you think the movie concludes, if anything, about culpability? I mean, that's, this is one of those things that people are always going to wonder about.
Well, they should ask about. I think that's, the portrayal, it's intimate, it's honest, it's authentic. We haven't strayed, we haven't, gone for salacious or tabloid. It's a very strong, intimate look at a man's moral choices. And responsibility lies not just with him, but with all of us. He is an elected official. And I think that's where the story lies in history, that it's always ongoing. We always need to look at the people we love and vote for.
In the movie, I mean, I think really looks hard at the context as well.
Yes,
I mean, the fact that his brother Bobby Kennedy had just been killed, and that his brother's dream of reaching the moon was just days away from being realized. How do you think that affected Ted Kennedy?
Immensely. Ted had 14 children. He had Jack's 2, he had Bobby's 11, he had his own child at that time. It was 1 year since his second brother had been, shot and murdered in front of everybody. I mean, Bobby was the great liberal leader that was going to change politics, end the war. Mary Jo was one of his, a woman that believed and was helping to make that happen. It's tragic. I mean, it really is an incredible 1 week of this man's life, who then went on to have an incredible life afterwards. And when you put it in context of who he was and where he was and how he got to this point, upside down in a pond, swimming up for his life, it's just wow.
It won't surprise you that some people are taking issue with the fact that this movie is characterizing this time. Bob Shrum, he worked for Ted Kennedy, he's an old Politico, called it a disservice, and a journalist who was there on Chappaquiddick said it's utterly fictionalized. Were you surprised at that pushback? What do you make of it?
I mean, the story. I mean, I knew this going into it. People think that this is either going to be a liberal love-in of a man who's flawed, or it's going to be a hatchet job of one of the great men in society. Look, Ted Kennedy, his life is not just defined by this. What he has done legislatively, what he has done on the right side of history, of civil rights, of education, of healthcare, stands. Ted did extraordinary things. He also did this, and I think it needs to be looked at, and I don't think it's a disservice. I really don't. I have great love and respect, and the more I researched and read about this family and this man, the deeper that became. But it doesn't mean that I think we should just walk away and ignore these things.
Well, it'll be interesting for people to really dive into it as you have. And by the way, you nailed the accent, and that's not easy to do for an Aussie, right?
Not with teeth and some plumpers. It was a little bit more difficult.
Jason Clarke, thank you so much. The film is called Chappaquiddick. It opens in theaters tomorrow.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.